Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to Altoria B's channel. I know, I've been missing for about 2 months. Just been busy working home with the little one. Didn't really get to vlog at all, but I'm finna get back on my grind. So today I'm gonna do a cooking with me. I'm gonna do some meatloaf, scallop potatoes, and green beans because I do reels on my social media channel. So I had a lot of people asking me to show them different cooking recipes that I be doing. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Like I said, I hope you guys having a wonderful Sunday. It's football season. I am not interested, but I'll watch. But I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna be using for the meatloaf, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Peace out. So these are the items that I will be using to cook with today. I'm using French cut green beans. I wanted some fresh ones, but they didn't look really good. But I'm gonna make these canned ones do what they're supposed to do. I have the tomato sauce for the meatloaf. I have honey because what I do with my honey when my meatloaf is finished, I mix it with ketchup. So that's what the honey is for. Any type of honey will do, it don't matter. I used the onion mix to put inside the meatloaf as well, 1 pack. I have onion powder, accent, complete seasoning, black pepper, and seasoning salt. And I have a little bit of breadcrumbs for the meatloaf also. I could do either breadcrumbs or flour to keep it together, but since I got breadcrumbs, I'm gonna use the breadcrumbs. Then I have my red skin potatoes. And then I usually get the chuck ground beef. But this was on sale, so we're gonna do what to do with that and keep it rolling. And then I have a bell pepper. And I have my onions to cut up to go into the meatloaf as well. So these are the items, and I definitely will be showing you guys how I do it. And I'll see you in the next clip. Peace out. And I'm only gonna dice up a little bit of onions because I'm using that onion pack. So just to give it a little flavor. And for those who, onions just give you food or flavor. That's it. I like cooking with onions because if you let your onions cut down enough, you won't taste onions at all, but it does give it a little flavor. So with this meatloaf, I'm only using a little bit because I have that onion mix pack. And then I'm just going to cut me a piece of bell pepper. You could just dice the bell peppers up small. And you could use any color bell pepper. You can use green, red, whatever ones you want. It just determines, I think, the sweetness of the different color ones. But since I had the yellow one, the orange was in the refrigerator, so I'm using this. Just gonna call it a day. And that's enough. And that's it. So now I'm going to open up my meatloaf. My ground beef, and then I'll go from there. Just give me a minute. And I'll just break it apart. Like that. And put your... And... And this is the onion mix pack that I told you about. Lipton have a brand also, but Winn-Dixie didn't have the Lipton brand. They was out, so I got this. Both of them do the same thing. It doesn't matter. And then I'm just gonna go in and season. Onion powder. Accent. And everybody don't cook with accent. I do. I think accent is a great flavor enhancer when you cooking, and I love it. So, but you don't have to use accent. It's up to you. Complete season. And everybody, complete season don't go on everything. Complete season don't go on no damn fried chicken. Don't be cooking no fried chicken and fried pork chop with complete season, because they give it a funny taste. So don't be putting no complete seasoning in every damn thing. Black pepper. And since I use that onion pack and it has seasoning in it, so I'm just going to use a little bit of seasoned salt because I don't want it to be too salty. And then I'm going to mix some garlic powder. And I did forget to tell you guys that you do need an egg. I use one, and I just put the egg in there. And then the breadcrumbs, I don't measure. Please don't ask me about measurements, because I just go from, I just measure. I just eyeball. So, and once you get to mixing your ground beef, you're going to tell the texture of it, or how thick, or do you need more of whatever. And then more of the breadcrumbs. And then I use a can of tomato sauce. And like I said, you just have to eyeball it. And a little milk. Regular milk, not a lot. Milk help keep it moisture. So I just put a little bit in there. And if y'all ain't scared to get y'all, I'm not scared of working with raw meat. It don't bother me, because I continuously wash my hand, and I always keep me some bleach water. So when I'm cooking, I clean as I go. I cannot stand to go in the kitchen and you got dishes everywhere and you cooking. That shit irritates me. So I clean as I go. And I just mix it. Now if I see where I need a little more breadcrumbs, I add a little more breadcrumbs to it. And I go from there. I am going to add a little more seasoned salt because it was on top of the meat. So just to give it all the way through, a little accent, and black pepper. Just keep mixing it around, you guys, just like that. So everything is mixed. So I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to come back and show y'all how I put it in the pan. I use a loaf pan. And so this here is mixed really, really well. And that's it. So let me wash my hand and I'll be back. So since I'm done mixing, I have my loaf pan. It depends on how much meatloaf you're cooking. I use a loaf pan because it's big enough for my house. So I'm gonna spread with Pam real good. And then I'm gonna grab my meatloaf and I'm gonna put it in there. I kind of wreck it around like that. And then I pat it, because when you pat it, it get all those air bubbles out of it. And then I just pat it like this. like that. Wash my hands. Those who wear nails, just make sure you clean up under your nails when you cooking, because it's sanitary, but other than that, just keep your hands clean and wash. So now I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil. And I put the oven on 400. I'm gonna let it cook for like 45 minutes in the oven. Then I'm gonna take it, the aluminum foil off, and then that's when I'm gonna mix my honey with my ketchup. But I'm gonna come back and show you guys that. But I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then I'll show you guys how to make the scalloped potatoes. Be back. So now, guys, I have peeled my potatoes. I did leave a little bit of red skin on there because I like that. So now I'm gonna just cut them. And you can cut them the way you want to, but you want them to be about this size for scalloped potatoes, like this. Not too thick and not too small, but a nice size for scalloped potatoes. And just gonna dice these right quick. And once I'm done dicing these, I'll show you guys how I season them and go from there. But this is what I'm doing. I'm just dicing them. You can't be scared to cook. Cooking is not hard at all. Trust. And that's it. I'll be back. So now that that's all cut up and put in a pot or pan, I'm just gonna cut a little bit of onions. And I'm gonna place it on here. So now, guys, I have cut everything. I have put my onions in there. So what I'm gonna do is turn on the stove. I turn it on low at first, like a 4. I don't know how y'all stove may go, but I turn mine on 4. Then you can get salted cream butter, or you can get the non-salted. But I normally like the salted, and what I do is I put a half of it in there. And then I put a little water, because you don't need a lot of water. You just need enough to cover the bottom of the pot for the potatoes. Because potatoes make its own water, it'll gradually make its own water. So you go from there. So now, garlic powder is the key. You can use minced garlic as well to give them like a garlic potato taste. But since I don't have any minced garlic, we're gonna use this here. So I put some garlic powder, and you can use as much as you want. Garlic powder. I do put a little bit of complete seasoning because it's a potato, and I just put a little bit on there. Black pepper. And a little seasoned salt. You don't want too much of it because we're using the butter with the salt, the salted cream butter already. So we just want to put a little bit in here. That's enough. And then what I do, just turn it around like that. And then I let these cook for until they tender. Until you don't want them like mashed potatoes. You want to get a fart and just stick in it until they turn tender. You want them to still look like this. So you just stick a fork in there. So a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. These should be completely done. But like I said, you don't want them mashed potatoes. You want the shape to be still like this, and just stick a fork to just see the see if they're tender enough. And I let these cook for 25 minutes, and that's it. That's it with the scallop potatoes. Like I said, you can add a little parsley on there, but I don't want no damn parsley today on there. Parsley don't go on everything either, so I mean, you can put it on there, but I ain't gonna do that because parsley do not have a taste. So for those who don't like parsley, it's no reason to don't like it, because it does not have a taste at all. It's just for a garnish, for, you know, garnishment, just to give it color. So that's it. Leave that to cook for 20-25 minutes until it's tender, and that will be all for the scallops. And like I said, you actually can add a color bell pepper on it too if you want to, along with the onions, but I just want a little bit of onions and call it a day. Just something quick, easy on this Sunday. And I'll back at y'all later. So guys, I'm getting ready to do my French cut green beans. I already opened them, and I drained them, drain all the water off them. Like I said, you can do fresh green beans if you want to, but the ones that was in Winn-Dixie did not look right, so I just dealt with the can because I wasn't finna go to another grocery store. So what I did, I put a little cooking oil at the bottom of my pan, because I'm a pan fry these, like saute them down. So I put a little cooking oil. You don't have to put a lot, because you just want enough just to cover the bottom of your frying pan. And I just put those in there until they start frying up, you know. And then I do add onions in these because I like my sauteed green beans with a little onions in them, and I just break the onions apart. So the only thing different when I'm seasoning, I don't use seasoned salt when I'm doing my green beans. I use a little salt. Black peppers. Onion powder. And complete seasoning, because it's a vegetable. So complete seasoning is for like vegetables and stuff as well. So I am looking for I like a little spice to my green beans, so I do add just a couple of the red pepper flakes. You don't have to, but it's optional, but it gives a good flavor. Just a little kick, so just add a little bit. And I stay cleaning off my stove, y'all. It's an OCD thing, so don't judge me. And I just let these kind of fry up. Once they start frying up, I let these cook for like 10 to 15 minutes. Because the canned ones are already done. You just want to put a little heat to it and add your little seasoning and go from there. So that is it. So I'll come back once those start frying up. So guys, my meatloaf is coming along fine, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drain some of this grease off of the meatloaf, because like I said, I got ground beef, and ground beef gives off a lot of oil when cooking grease, so versus the ground chuck. So I'm gonna pour off some of this, and then I'm gonna take the aluminum foil and let it cook for another like 15 to 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and do the topping for it. But I am going to drain some of this because it's too much oil. And I'll come back. So now guys, you see how the potatoes are cooking. Now if you see where the water is, need some more water, just give a little bit more water at the bottom and finish letting them cook for another like 15 minutes. But they're cooking perfectly fine right now, but I'm gonna add a little more water. We'll come back. Here's the green beans. They frying up real good. I just keep stirring them. And you can cook these on like 7 or 8 on the stove if your stove have that type of setting. But that's it. So I'm going to check my potatoes right now and check, because see, if you keep them to this size, it doesn't take long at all. That's why I say either keep cooking to this size, and literally these are done. See how tender they are when I sit. So these are done. I can turn these off. You don't want them to be mashed potatoes at all. So these are literally done, and it took a little over what, 15 minutes. So these are done. So that's it for the potatoes. Potatoes are done, y'all. So guys, I'm gonna make the topping for the meatloaf. So like I said, I don't measure, so I'm gonna use some ketchup. And you can just put enough to cover. It's depending on how big your meatloaf is. So I put enough in there to cover my meatloaf, and it's about that much I put in there. And then honey. The honey is just to give it a little sweet taste and help it stick to the meatloaf. So I add enough of honey. And then I'm going to stir it around real good. And that's it. Just stir it around. And like I said, it depends on your how big your meatloaf is. And I have a small meatloaf. I didn't make a large meatloaf, so that's it. And that's it for the sauce. And I put this on there, on the meatloaf, and let it stay in there for about 10 minutes just for it to stick to the meatloaf. And that's it. Come back. So here is the green beans. They start cleaning up, and they are another 2 minutes. They are done. But that's it with the green beans. So now I'm going to check my meatloaf to see if it's done. And you can either use a fork or a toothpick. So what I'm going to do is stick my toothpick all the way through. And see, if it's nothing don't come off, that means your meatloaf is done. And I went all the way to the bottom just then. Nothing. So now I can top it. So my meatloaf is done. 40 minutes and it's done. Finishing meatloaf is done. That's it. Hey guys, I'm back. Dinner is done. Took me like, maybe it's like 2 hours to do everything, but everything is done. Gonna be ready to eat soon, but I'm gonna edit the video, upload it to my channel, and then I'll place it on my social media channels as well for you guys to look at it. But greatly appreciate you guys for watching and even requesting the cooking videos. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Altoria B's channel. More videos will be coming. Like I said, I'm gonna get back on my grind, and then we'll go from there. I wish y'all have a happy Sunday. Where I'm at, it's finna pour down. It's lightning and thundering, and I'm finna get my ass off this damn phone. Talk to you guys later. Peace out. So guys, the finishing touch of dinner. Your meatloaf should look like that. Like that. And this is it. This is the finishing dinner for today.